As per my Google findings, belonging means acceptance as a cultural member or part. Such a simple word for a huge concept. The idea of being a part of something where you are accepted. I come from a place where they play Salif Keita in the main mall walkways during the week, where glistening yellows and beautiful tangerine hues dance on the faces of complacent passers-by. My kin speak in a glorious patois. We take solace in the smell of wet earth after the rains. Here, where millennials fight for their voices but love their culture so violently still. A collective of beautiful bright minds that refuse to shrink but judge each other in the name of class privilege. Minds learned and frustrated that will outline the insides of political discourse over decade-old whiskey. Rejected and tired, they'll still come back home just to give it one more try. I come from a people who sink their fingers into the earth's belly in a quest for their spiritual truth. People who take solace in the smell of wet earth after the rains and swirl spoonfuls of termite mound sand in their mouths and laugh with guttural guffaws. I belong to a people who take freedom and education for granted. I come from a people who name their children after the Lord's intentions, and when the flesh of our kin is no longer, we place them back into the earth with song and praise. But I also was born of a people who know only to belong to the truth that they struggle to articulate. People who seek solace in proverbs and poetic anecdotes. Botswana is home, where the earth bellows for rain, indeed where rain clouds gather. Thank you, Bessie Head. I belong to myself, a girl too foreign for her country and too alien for any other. I belong to my story, to my truth. I am sure of a love so ripe that God himself would approve. I relish being blessed with healthy, big-eyed babies whose laughter would water my belly and my flowers. I identify with a nation that would bow down to and break its back for its mothers if they'd let us. I believe in the freedom to be who I am and relish conversations that aren't about a man's desire to my body. I also belong to a divine plan, aligning to purpose. I belong to the strength in my loneliness and to the solitude of being born chosen. Before knowing the truth, I was in an insatiable relationship with anxiety and depression that stuck to my insides like gum. I belong to the earth that you have your feet planted on, the smiles in your mouths and the air in your lungs, the beats of hemoglobin in your veins. I am all these things. And it is a peace I wouldn't trade. Once when I dared to be still, Holy Spirit said, it will be a place where the murmurs of man won't be heard, where mountains will have moved and pomegranates would have been segmented for treasure, where mute stone throws will be all that you hear. You will hear everything in the wilderness, always the wilderness. And Beto, that is a peace that I wouldn't trade for anything.